Hi, everybody. Well, this is an intuitive message that I will give today in this short video. It's actually about a divine masculine to a divine masculine. It is a bit complicated to give everything what I got from the spirit, and as a download, I have felt the energy of a divine masculine who is just awakening recently, or the last few months. He's going through the dark night of the soul. And I have an impression, actually, the energy is like that. He is in love with the divine feminine, and it caused him a huge changes in his life, but at the same time it's a fight. This is a man who show himself outside very, very cold. He is quite powerful, very charismatic, and I think everybody loves him. In spite of that, he has his coldness that makes him look like mysterious, and woman loves that about him. The problem is that these divine feminine see through this, and he can see that deeply in his heart. He is a King of Cups energy, somebody very caring and loving, who can cherish somebody, and very emotional. I have impression this man is more than 40 years old, and when he was 20-something, he showed all this love to women in his life. He was already really handsome, so he had many love relationship, and he got hurt many times. What I can see is that he went through a marriage that lasted many years, maybe 10 years or more, where his spouse practically transformed him. Because at the beginning of his life, adult life, he was a really loving and caring King of Cups energy man. And unfortunately, many karmic women took advantage of it and torn into pieces his heart. You need to understand, this is a man who is deeply empathic, deeply emotional. And now, as he's 40 years old, everybody around him experiences a person who is extremely cold, mysterious because we don't know what does he think, and he practically never ever show his emotions, especially not for women. The problem is that in his marriage, the woman he is chosen to marry practically transformed him in a negative way. Sex was used as a manipulation in this marriage and transformed this divine masculine into a sex addict and a cruel monster. In this long marriage, I'm convinced this woman who was with him is a kind of narcissistic. I'm not sure it's a pervert narcissistic. Maybe it's a covert narcissistic. I don't know exactly. But from outsiders, they show the perfect married couples. But this man suffered hugely in this marriage. He never ever experienced that much of love that he was capable to give when he was younger. Women just took away from him everything, and he gave up that true love really exists. So you understand, when he met this divine feminine, he was transformed into a karmic man who was led by his lust, desires, who was actually married in an open marriage, and suffered from a post-traumatic disorder because of this narcissistic woman. And when he met this woman, something changed in his heart. Something said this is the right person. Something said that she is different than the other one. And when she just simply looked into his eyes and started to talk to him, and later on talk about what does she thinks about him, he realized this is a woman who can read in his soul. You need to understand, normally a man would be happy because this would be a woman of his life, a wish fulfillment. But here, we can see a man who is practically terrified that somebody will discover his deep thinking, feelings, the person who is he deeply in his heart. And this is a person that he hidden for many, many, many years, because he was taught by this woman on his side that this is a weak person and he should not show it no matter what, because people will not take him seriously and he will lose everything. And this is a man with this trauma, practically does not know what is real love, does not know how to live normally, how to love normally, and the cruelty of this narcissistic woman dimmed his light so much that is so deeply in his soul that nobody can see it anymore. He went through many spiritual abuse thanks to this woman, unfortunately. Sexual abuse, verbal abuse, and even physical abuse. This is an example of a human soul that can be tormented by negative energy, can turn into something monstrous. But still, deeply in his heart, there is this goodness, there is this dimmed light that's still there. It's true, this fire is not that visible anymore, not that evident that this is a divine masculine. But universe and God knows him. And this woman, this divine feminine can see everything deeply inside him. For a while he couldn't decide he should love this woman or he should hate this woman. He should open up to this woman or he should hide everything from this woman. But unfortunately, there are so many things happen between these two persons and got separated. Now he's thinking, this was the only woman I felt like she was different. She was not like the other one. Maybe she could love me. But after, there is a second thought. Yes, but if she loves me, and I open my heart, I love her back, she will abuse me. She will hurt me. Because that's when the trauma speaks inside him. He does not know any other things, other way to think, to understand. This is not even a normal way of thinking, and he does not even realize that this is not a normal way of thinking, and how it's not possible that every woman would be hurtful like that. This divine masculine hurt this divine feminine because of fear and because of other people maybe ruin the reputation of this woman, or other external effect had on his opinion about this woman. But unfortunately, he could not forget her. This is a soul connection that they have, and he is 100% sure that this is the woman for him. But because of the fear and because of the transformation he went through in his marriage, he needs to control. He needs to control women. He needs to control women and have a kind of satisfaction from women that he is admired, respected, highly kept in opinion by women. And his open marriage give him many opportunities to live on his player energy, going after women after. Actually, it's not him who went after them, it's them. These women who were running after him. But none of them knows his soul. None of them knows who is he. This is a horrible torture. Because in a way, he wants this woman because he knows there is a special connection. There is something special between them, and nobody ever understood him so much than this woman. But at the same time, he's terrified. He's terrified because this is the only thing that is his. This loving, caring person deeply in his heart, who he is hiding. He feels weak. He thinks if he will be with this woman, he won't be able to keep back all these wonderful feelings, and he will just love this woman and care for her, cherish her. And just a moment when he would just let all these emotions to come out, he remembers all the hurt, all the pain, all the spiritual destruction he's been through. And he's afraid. He's afraid, he's terrified. Oh no, I can't let someone close to me so much. But he can't resist this woman. All he wants to be with her. Make love to her or with her. Just to feel her, just to touch her. But he does not want to open his heart. It's too dangerous because this woman does not realize how much power she might can have on him, and it's too dangerous, too risky for him. And it's been for a long time now, many months or even 1 or 2 years, that he's been going through this torture, that He loves and hates this woman. He loves this woman because this is a soul connection. This is somebody who can read his soul, and there is just a love there that he never ever experienced before. And he hates this woman because he feels like this woman has power over him. And it's an extremely dangerous situation because according to his experiences, when woman has power over him, they have the capacity to destroy him and control him and use him. I have no idea how this story will finish, but what I'm sure that I could read and see, that this is a valuable divine masculine. This is a man who needs healing, and he needs desperately his divine feminine, but he's not ready at all being divine and being a caring, faithful, wonderful divine masculine of this divine feminine. He thinks if he will control and tame this divine feminine like that, this burning desire in his heart to have this woman will be satisfied. He does not realize that even if he could manage, he would never manage to have this woman, because with his toxic behavior, he would just destroy this woman and this connection. So he is just don't know what to do. He's there, he's stuck, and back and forward, because he just don't know what to do. Should I move forward? But I know I'm toxic, I will hurt her. I want to stay away, but I can't. I can't even fall in love with another woman. Oh my God, what a torture that he's been going through. And a fear. The fear to approach her, being with her, being vulnerable with her, and being used, hurt again. But also the fear, if he does not approach this woman, he will lose her. Someone else will go and get her and have her as a wife or as the divine feminine. They know that she is there and she's still free, and they want to move towards this woman, but they don't know how. The pain and the fear is just undescribable. Can I feel this energy? This man is tortured by all these things. And honestly, I don't know how he can step out of this. He has to heal, but he does not know how. I don't think at all that he even realized that he needs to heal. I think, as I can feel this energy, that he think it's normal the way he is right now. He does not see that this is post-traumatic syndromes after a long relationship with a narcissistic person who really destroyed him. The problem is that because he was living in an open marriage and with a player energy, he entertained other women, many of them. We talk about a divine masculine who, future divine masculine maybe, and We're talking about a man who is highly respected in his community, and the good reputation is essential for him. And unfortunately, this woman he had an affair with, because somewhere in this lustful journey he picked up some entities and negative energies that is just making him impossible to get rid of this lustful desire to be with women and have sex with women, but it's purely sex. There is no emotions behind it. And he just don't know how to get out. He just don't know how to get out. The energy what I could feel, sometimes he have sex with women and he hate himself. He's having sex with this woman, and during the intercourse he's just looking at himself from outside and does not feel anything and hate himself doing it. Sometimes he's having intercourse with this woman and his heart and his spirit is far, far away from them. Sometimes he's even thinking about this divine feminine. There is a serious problem. He suffers, he cries. He thinks crying, it's a horrible thing for a man to do. And also to open his heart and being vulnerable with women is a horrible thing to do. Unfortunately, the friends he has thinks the same way, and probably they have their own wounds, why they're so sexist and sex addict. Unfortunately, all the circumstances and the environment is divine masculine in not favorize that he would step out of this. Also, as I told you, he has a very good reputation, while not like a womanizer. But because it's a charismatic person, everybody wants to please him, everybody gives him presents. Maybe he is even in a leader position or have businesses, or maybe financially well off. But he has a kind of reputation where he lives, and he thinks the only way to keep it up is to make himself cold. Like that, people think he's so secretive and mysterious, and also that he keeps he keeps having different women as a side dish. And he knows this divine feminine is an empress. This divine feminine has high standards. He knows he needs to change if he wants to have this divine feminine, but he can't. And he's afraid. And it doesn't fit with his lifestyle, this divine feminine. So what to do? He's stuck. And if you, divine feminine, who's listening to me, I will be honest with you. I don't think this man will be able to move towards you. I'm sure you can feel energetically that this man wants you. This man wants to move forward you, because I'm telling you, sometimes he wakes up in the morning and says, that's it, I can't take it anymore. Today I will go and I will talk to her and I get her. And guess what? When it comes to the action, nothing will happen. He's too terrified. He's just can't do it. Divine feminine, if you listen to me, if this man one day would go and text you or go to your place and ring the doorbell, and you would have a conversation with this man, there will be lots of lie told you. You can judge this divine masculine. You can say this is a player. There is no worth my time. But he is much more than that, as I described to you. Well, after, it's up to you and the universe. If it's you who has to heal him or help him to get out of this situation, or you just say, I can't deal with that, it's too much toxicity. And I'm not saying sometimes, well, very often when we empaths send somewhere or to somebody to heal them, the best thing is when you never ever hope for a personal, intimate relationship with this person, because it's always turned bad, really, really bad. And honestly, when somebody spends so long time with a narcissistic person, they will pick up traits also that haven't been favorizing your lovely tree. Well, I will pray for this man so he could see the truth and he could bring the right decision. And I will pray for this woman also. And I don't know if this message is resonating with someone. Well, if it's resonating with a man, I'm sure you won't leave a comment because you are too proud to do that. And you don't want other people to know what is going on deeply inside you. You just simply can't risk that. Well, Divine Feminine, the message of the Spirit is that you need to get more spiritual very deeply. Also, learn to listen to your intuition and start loving yourself. Somehow get a professional help so your inner child could heal, because there is some childhood issues also, and upbringing with a very strong feminine controlling energy. While lots of sexist men has a problem in their childhood with a mother figure who was very controlling, very Jezebel type or narcissistic type. And because of that, many sexist men develop a negative image of a woman or the woman generally. And that's how when they are sexist, it's rooted this psychological problem. So if you Divine Feminine watching me, you need to be really patient and listen to your heart and the universe, because maybe the universe wants to heal this man through you, but you need to know that he is highly toxic and he wants to pull you down in the darkness so he could have you in a way that he could not get hurt from you. But I'm afraid in a process he will hurt you a lot, even if he doesn't mean to hurt you. Sometimes the decision or the best thing to do is wait. But I have an impression that you waited already very long time. It's up to you what you want. But a Divine Masculine who's tortured by hate and love so much might hurt you more. Well, listen to your intuition and spirit and God. What is your exact role in the life of this Divine Masculine? Also, if it's the Divine Masculine who's watching me, you need to do your healing. I think you know that, but the work is so deep and so much work needs to be done. You don't know where to start. Well, at first ask for professional help, a psychologist, a psychiatrist who could help you. And also to get a spiritual advisor who is on the right side would be really useful for you to start building up as awakened spirit that can support your healing on a healthy way. After, you need to focus on loving yourself, forgiving yourself all your errors and everything what even you have done against this divine feminine, and try to focus on positive side of life. And one day your divine feminine will come. Some of you, it's angels who's organizing around a reunion that is not expected on any of the sides. Some of you, it's Garden Universe. And I don't need to tell you, I'm sure there are karmic people out there who wants to stop the masculine and a feminine energy also to get together, or that this reunion would happen. But the main message for the masculine is, do not bleed on others, please, but heal yourself. Forgive yourself. Do your shadow work. How you can use your fear in a productive, constructive way. Because right now, your fear is destroying your divine masculine. But it is possible to learn and turn it around and use negative energies in your life in a positive way that you could build up a bright future for yourself and not live with trauma reaction for the rest of your life. It is possible to get healed, but it will take work. Excuse me. So it's all depend of you, divine masculine. But I'm 100% convinced if you just sit there trying to manifest your divine feminine to come towards you, just like the other karmic woman does, do not be surprised if it will never happen. You need to know. You really need to know